Our school was located in Wazir Akbar Khan. I was sitting close to the window that day, but I was making some joke with my friends and my teacher didn't like it. She said, "Go sit on the other side of the room."
And I was eating lunch. I heard this big explosion, and then I found out that it was somewhere near Ahmad's school. Even I didn't put on my shoes. I just got in the car.
Two of my classmates was killed due to this. I can never forget it, and whenever I sleep, I remember it.
I was really young when I started working for an American nonprofit. We were providing free education for girls and those Afghan kids. But because of my ties working with Americans, I was under continuous death threat. That's why I had no choice, unfortunately, but had to flee the country. It was a nightmare. My wife and kids were in hiding in Afghanistan for over 4 years.
Without my dad, it was a very challenging time in Afghanistan. This time I put a lot of time in reflection. I also visualize. Once I go to America, I'm gonna learn English, I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna drive, I'm gonna find friends. I was very optimistic, so optimism really saved my life. I was sleeping and my dad called me and he's crying. I said, "What happened, Dad?" He was crying because he said, "The embassy accept your visa." As soon as I sit on the airplane for Seattle, I took a deep breath. I said, now I'm safe.
Civil rights groups have cited increasing attacks and threats against Muslims in America.
There are those forces of hate in this country who would love to rob Muslims of their rights.
When I arrived in America, Islamophobia was rising, and I didn't feel like I belonged in this place. I faced anxiety, depression, and a lot of challenges in the beginning. What really changed my life was discovering Edmonds College. In just 1.5 years, I was able to learn English, and also I found a job as a student leader at Edmonds College. I find a community where I felt belong.
Thousands of Afghans raced to the airport with hopes of leaving the country. They filled the tarmac, and some even tried to grab onto departing planes.
In the 2020 Afghanistan government fall, and a lot of refugee and immigrants came. So I saw their challenge and I saw myself. I still had a family, but they even did not have a family.
There was a lot of families that just landed here, they didn't speak any English, their kids were struggling. There was a big need to help these kids. And that's when Ahmad founded the House of Wisdom.
The House of Wisdom was located in Baghdad in Iraq during the golden age of Islam. All scholars from around the world, Jews, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, all the scholars would come together, study together, and they had such a freedom of speech. Anybody could bring their perspective to the table and they would debate. But this House of Wisdom was a place of knowledge. Every big thing have started from smaller stuff, yeah.
Yeah, definitely this place is full of a lot of memories.
I founded the House of Wisdom in my parents' garage in 2020 to assist 20 refugee and immigrant students with their math and English, and also they felt like loneliness, anxiety, depression, and they really didn't have a place to where they feel belong. So every afternoon, 5 to 7 p.m., I was teaching my students. Winter, summer, spring, and fall. So after almost 2 years in my garage, I made a decision to rent a space because garage was packed. And then we got a lot of different diverse groups of students. So it's not only Afghan refugee and immigrant, we have students from different backgrounds.
En donde él me invitaba a participar, a hacer trabajo de voluntaria. Y le comentaba que cuando era niña, mi mamá, como trabajaba en una biblioteca, me enseñó el poder que hacía un libro para transformar la comunidad. Me enseñó a que no importa cuánto tengas, siempre puedes dar algo.
When they started learning more math, more English, all these different subjects, they started figuring out what they want to major in and what they want to have a future in. Well, that's very important because many immigrants, when they come here, they don't really have an idea of what they want to do. And kind of finding out what you like is a big thing because now you know what you're going to do for the rest of your life.
These kids really care about coming here. I'm seeing the way that they're loving every second of being in classes.
Al unir tantas razas y tantas comunidades diferentes, hacen que ellos sientan que sus diferencias son respetadas y son valoradas. Porque una de las cosas no solamente es respetar la diversidad, sino valorarla.
I believe that every student should have quality education for free. Because I believe that education is a human right and knowledge is a human right. And my life goal to bridge the gap in education inequality. This is what made me every day to wake up and dedicate my life to the House of Wisdom. I came here to give a big message that our world is facing many challenges, such as climate change, lack of having access to healthcare, cybersecurity, wars that's happening around the world. And all these issues can be solved through collective action, collective leadership. And I want to leave all of you with one thing. If you see around yourself and everywhere is dark, look inside you. You might be the light. You can eliminate this darkness around you by being a light in your family and your community. Thank you so much for your attention.